Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Massive draw, of course, for Arsenal. Nightmare for Manchester City. A little bit of a nightmare for Chelsea. Oh, no, wait. They popped Chelsea out of the park, so they absolutely have to do it. You know what I mean? Like this exactly.
I'm sick to death of having to explain why Chelsea are good. We're second in the table. We bought PSG off the park. We bought Barcelona off the park. It's time.
Say it then. So Chelsea absolutely will pop PSG off the park, as we all know, of course. This is what is going to happen, of course. But big up, massive draw, of course.
Who did United get in the draw? Who did United get?
You're going to get second in the draw.
Oh,
that's what they're going to say.
Yeah,
Once you focus on the Champions League, they're going to get second.
Sounds so cold. It's like, I'm not even.
I know, look, I even chance to breathe and straight away, you know.
I had to get one dad joke.
Who did the Inter get in the round of 16? Is that's what is better.
There's a lot of low hanging fruit.
Mo, you've had plenty. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, but anyway, at least I'll win the league and I'll be happy then. I'll be all right. Like, hit that like button, people. Subscribe. We're talking about the Champions League draw, of course. We're talking about the Premier League preview, of course. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Big games. Man City Leeds, of course, and the rest of the games. Liverpool, going to be an easy win against West Ham at home. Of course, we all know that. Spurs are fighting the relegation. However, Spurs can win the Champions League. That it's something that can happen. Of course, we know that. How's everyone doing? All right?
Yeah, making the most of my final days where I get to watch Match of the Day 1, where I'm on the other one. I'm just wondering, do you do a championship version, Mo?
Well,
no.
We used to have Joe on the show, even when Leeds were in the championship. So it's not that bad yet. No, it's not that bad.
Mo's going places, Jim. He's going in the opposite direction to Spurs.
Well, I want to start quickly with Spurs. Like, what is going to happen to the global fan base if Spurs go down, Jim? What makes you money is the global fan base.
I don't think Spurs are if you're a global fan looks at, Milan clubs, Man United, City, Arsenal. I don't think we'll have you sold shirts more than I think. Yeah, but are they tied to players that we've had a lot of superstars discussed in Spurs before? I think You know, you have a Gareth Bale, you have a Harry Kane, a Rafa van der Vaart, a Heung-min Son, or someone like that. I think obviously people do get bought into those players, but right now I don't really see a player in that Spurs squad that's going to be making kids grow up and go, wow, I want to be a Spurs fan because I love, you know, whoever Bentancur midfield. He's a decent player, but he's not, you know, he's not that level. So I just don't think we have that superstar in the squad at the moment that's going to attract them anyway. I think Spurs have got a large and relatively stable fan base that I don't think it's going to be impacted too much as long as if they did go down, as long as they came up again quickly. I don't think it would be a massive issue on that front.
What about the Champions League run? How do you fancy yourself in the Champions League, though?
Well, we got a tough draw, didn't we? You definitely want to be in Arsenal's column before ours, I think. And Man City got the hardest, probably by the looks of it, didn't they? So that
the hardest one is Man City out of all of it. So is Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's really tough. Like, it's cup football. When there's 2 rounds to the final, you know, anyone's got a shot of getting in there. Everyone told us when we beat Bodo Glimt in the semi-final of the Europa League that was the easiest draw and anyone could have done that. And that's the only reason Ange has, you know, made it to the final. And they've come into the Champions League this year and shown actually they're a pretty damn good side. And they can, you know, beat better teams than them on their day. So why can't Spurs beat better teams than themselves on their day as well? You'll know more about Igor Tudor than me, probably, Mo, from Serie A, but my understanding is
he's not great. He's just all right.
He's a good player.
Fantastic. Yeah.
You give him 6 months, he does quite well, and then you want to get rid of him before he falls off a cliff, right?
Yeah.
So he only needs to be good for 6 months. So yeah, I think 5%.
I think you can beat Atletico Madrid. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think you can beat Atletico Madrid without a shadow of a doubt. After this, it's Barcelona or Newcastle. I think Barcelona will go through.
Barcelona is going to win that one.
I would like Newcastle to win it, to be honest with you. I would like Newcastle to win it, but we'll see how it goes. But now, before we go on to the Premier League, how is this draw for everybody? How do you fancy your chances, Neil, now to the final, to win it finally?
I mean, the draw couldn't have gone any better, Mo. But I've always stated that cup competitions, there's so many variables, right? So it's a cup competition, but do we stand a better chance now than we did 6.5 hours ago? Yeah, I think so. You couldn't have asked for a better draw.
Are Arsenal favourites for everybody here, especially with that draw, with the Champions League, to win the Champions League?
I think they're favourites for every major bookie as well, aren't they? And Opta.
Yes. Yeah,
by at least 10% as well.
So. You're splitting hairs with Champions League.
I don't want to be the favorite though, because my team's been the favorite for how many years and we never won it. So I don't know if being the favorite.
But that's not how it gives you. It doesn't give you an advantage, but it gives you. But you are favorites. If you are favorites, you are the team that is.
They've got no excuses. That's it. No excuses.
Yeah.
I disagree with this. See,
absolutely no excuses.
But part of the reason why they are favourites, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think this is slight on Arsenal because I think they have been the best team in Europe this season so far. Is the fact that there are several other teams on the other side of the draw which are strong. So mathematically, you then have to split the odds between them. Whereas Arsenal on the side which is relatively weaker, so mathematically they will be given a bigger chance if you want to look at it purely from a numbers point of view.
At least are they favourites to reach the final though? Who would put them above Barcelona here? Because it looks like, okay, this is we're gonna go to the other side. The prediction of that side of the draw, I actually think it will be Atletico Madrid Arsenal. I don't think it will be Barcelona Arsenal. I think it will be Atletico. I think based on what I've seen from Barcelona this season, if they come up against Atletico
count out
Madrid,
Bodo Glimt after they just embarrassed you.
Yeah,
and they've embarrassed a lot of big teams lately. I think stylistically, that's just I just think a lot of teams don't handle that very well.
No,
we know Arsenal don't do well against low blocks. So if they face Bodo Glimt, I wouldn't be, that kind of stuff happens in the cup all the time. I'm not saying like it's likely to happen, but there's always a chance.
They would have had to go through Inter Milan twice. They'll have to go through Sporting Lisbon twice. They'll have to most likely go through Arsenal twice. Look, if we're going to talk about Bodo Glimt, like what are we doing here? Like,
by the way, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah.
Are we favourites?
They're just in form.
But it doesn't matter.
It's a stylistic thing.
We Inter were stupid with an inexperienced coach that repeated Pep's mistake. We underestimated the team in the first leg. When we went there, we underestimated the pitch. We underestimated the cold. We rested players. We thought we were through already because this team is like, oh, this is the end of their journey. And we got popped. We absolutely got embarrassed. And then in the second leg, we went full on panic mode from minute one. We had chances. We didn't take them and we got punished. We literally are stupid. So I think we are made example of that teams aren't going to do the same as us.
You've
Teams
written our
aren't
team
gonna do
talk.
this-
You've written everyone's team talk.
Exactly. Like because we don't have an experienced coach in Christian Kivo, who this is his first time actually coaching a senior team. He only coached 13 games at Parma before managing Inter. He didn't learn from City or Atletico Madrid because Atletico Madrid got beat at their own ground. And he didn't learn. And he sent a message to the players that we are through and we don't care. We want to win the league. Literally today, and you can tell the attitude of everyone, when the players after the loss to Bodo Glimt, they were talking about, the Champions League is a tough place, blah, 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 blah. We're focused on winning the league and the cup. We're focused on winning the domestic, which is a pathetic excuse to go out to a Bodo Glimt from players that are supposed to be better than this. But that should have watched Manchester City get outplayed by Bodo Glimt and Atletico Madrid. It's a pathetic excuse from these players, and they should actually hold stick. And the fans of Inter, some of them are actually not happy. The problem is the fans in Milano are so happy that we're going to win the league. They are like, yeah, who cares? We got out. We're going to win the number 21 and we're going to win the cup. Who cares about it? I think it's embarrassing, but exactly what Neil said. We have written every single team talk from now until the end of the season for everyone that is going to face Bodo Glimt. We literally are giving them, you don't underestimate this team. It's a good team. You go there. It's an artificial pitch. It's turf. It's not great. It's cold. You got to be prepared. You got to be on 100%. We were so casual in the first game that when we scored the equalizer, we thought we won the game already. Literally, we got thumped. That's what we did. That's what happened to us. So I don't think, Kilk, I agree with you. They're a good team and everything. But I think from now on, teams are taking them seriously because it's not going to be a surprise. Teams are going to be careful about them now, and they're going to have a plan for how they play football. I think they're going to get knocked out against Sporting probably. They might not go through against Arsenal. I think it's going to be Arsenal Sporting Lisbon in the quarters. I think it's going to be Atletico Madrid Barcelona. But again, do we fancy Arsenal to win against the Spanish clubs? Is that something that we fancy? You look at this and because
I fancy Arsenal to get to the final, but I think if they play Manchester City, it's going to be a final. Pep against Arteta. Pep and his experience. You know, if we're gonna
come to that side
what's this Spanish club stuff?
Atletico Madrid and Barcelona in the semi-final, one of them.
Yeah. What as in why did you ask?
I don't know.
Do we fancy Arsenal against Spanish clubs?
I don't know. I know you always beat Spanish clubs. I know Arsenal always beat Spanish clubs. My problem is, this is what I tell you guys. Everyone is saying it's Arsenal going to go to the final now. As people are writing, they're writing off Atletico Madrid and Barcelona completely of trying to be Arsenal. And I'm like, are you putting pressure on Arsenal or like they are saying it as Arsenal should be in Budapest. They should be in the final.
Well, they have the best squad in the world, so they should. We've been hearing that all season.
Yeah, from you. Honestly, I would say we're probably favourites to reach the final. But you asked a different question at the start, Mo. You asked two different questions. Arsenal clear, favourites for the Champions League? Yeah, maybe, but it's not as clear. But if you're saying, are we favourites to reach the final? I mean, you look at the final. Side of the draw.
I'm not going to say you are favourites to reach the final because the final, it's a one game. For me, we got to talk until the final. Yes, reach the final first, and then we'll talk about the final.
Yeah, look, we've got to be favourites to reach the final. What are we talking about here? We've got to be, right? Based on how the season's gone, who, if we're not the favourites to reach the final, who are from our side of the draw? That's not me saying we're going to reach the final. It's a cup competition, right? Anyone can knock anyone out.
That's the arrogance that people. That's the arrogance that people talk about, Neil. This is it.
What's that?
What he just said is. Okay, so are you favorite against Barcelona, Atletico Madrid? you're writing them off. You don't think it's 50-50 or something?
I'm not writing anything off. I'm
No,
saying
but that's not what he's saying, Mo. Stop stirring the pot. That's not what he said.
Yeah, Mo, you know what you're doing, Mo. But what
That's
you
what
are
he's saying.
only one team can be favourites, right? From getting through that half of the draw. So I'm asking you, Mo, if we're not favourites, who are?
You are favourites for me.
So where's
you
the
are
arrogance?
favourites for me. You are favourites for me, but you are ruling out like Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. I think
You're
tough.
asking me to rule out 7 teams, Mo. I'm not just.
No,
you're
just 2
asking me to
teams.
rule out-
It's only 2 teams.
He's not
not
ruling him out. He's not ruling him out, Mo. He's just saying that he thinks Arsenal have a better chance. That better chance might be a 0.0001%, but that still makes them favourites.
Fair enough.
You can't ask a loaded question like who's the favourites and then go, you're ruling out Barcelona, Atletico, Bodo, Glimt, Sporting Lisbon, and talk about Inter Milan for half an hour. No one cares about Inter Milan. They're done.
Fair enough.
Am I missing something?
We're not even playing in the competition.
Bayern Munich have a pretty good chance of going through.
And even if I'm playing, to be honest with you, if Inter are in the competition still, I wouldn't put us as favourites to reach the final at all. Not even the semi-final.
Who's your favourites on that side of the draw to reach the final?
You are my favourites. Arsenal are favourites. My favourites. Arsenal are favourites for me on that side of the draw. Is anybody else think otherwise? Jim, Mark.
I do want to say, to be fair, I know we said they got an easier draw as well, but to be fair, they earned the easier draw by coming top of the group, right, and being the best seeded team in there. In my head. So they kind of deserve the good draw. It doesn't
always work out, though. Look at Liverpool last year. They were number one.
But Liverpool deserved this kind of draw as well, right? They just didn't get it.
No one's saying.
I'm gonna move to the other side.
But Mo, but just one other thing. No one's saying Arsenal are gonna make it to the final. We're literally saying favourites. That doesn't mean anything in the sense that a lot of shit can happen. Right, they could get Saka. Like something.
I didn't think this was going to happen, but I'm agreeing with.
But can I ask you something, right? What about the people that say Arsenal are failures if they don't make it to the final?
The people are always gonna. They're always gonna like try.
It's already. Guys, it's already everywhere. By the way.
Sure, but people love saying.
I don't think that you can be.
People are saying that track, right? You can't. If you're saying that, you can't lose, right? Because if Arsenal fail, then you celebrate the fact that they failed, and if Arsenal do it, then you just say, I told you so."
Fair enough. Mark, what do you say, Mark, about this?
I like to go against it. I'll just select Barcelona to go through to the finals. Do something a little bit different. Fuck Arsenal, man.
It's not wild.
That's true. It's not actually wild. But if I'm actually being real serious, Arsenal are favourites to go to the final. Do I think they're going to win it? No, I don't think they're going to win it. But it's cup competition, as Neil said. Anything can happen in a one-off game. But yeah, if I'm putting money on it, it looks like Arsenal are going to go through to the final. And then I don't even want to say that they're lucky. They earned it.
But your retirement on it.
I
don't think.
I bet my retirement on it. Yeah,
I think he thinks they are lucky. He thinks Arsenal are lucky. He's like, these guys are gonna win. These guys are gonna win the Champions League.
No, they ain't. They're gonna win that. They ain't gonna win the Champions League. They're not gonna win the league. They're gonna win nothing, mate. Don't laugh at me like that, Mo. Yeah,
and I'm the biggest hater here. What?
You're not the biggest hater. I'm the biggest hater.
I'm joking.
Mark has resorted to just hate watching, but
unfortunately,
I will agree, Mark. I don't have us favourites. I don't think we'll win the Champions League either. So that's where me and Mark do align.
Why? You just said you're going to reach the final.
That's different to winning it.
I didn't say we're going to reach the final. I said we're the favourites to reach the final based on that draw. But I'm not saying.
Why do you think you're going to get out? Why do you think you're going to get knocked out?
Look, we call a spade here, right? Arsenal, good side, have been a good side for the last 3 years. Pushed City, didn't push Liverpool, but finished second. We haven't won anything. So until we win something, and we've never won the Champions League, by the way, and it's a painful thing for all Arsenal fans, yes. But that would be arrogant for me to say we're going to win the Champions League, Mo. That would be arrogant. And I'm not trying to not be arrogant. I just think in a competition like this, if you get in the final, fair play, you go up against a Bayern Munich, you going up against a Real Madrid, whoever, you're most likely
for me you are better than all these teams.
But you're going to go up. But the difference will be you're going up against a side or a club that has won it or has some sort of history of winning it. I'm not putting it all on history, but at the end of the day, we haven't won anything yet, Mo. You know, I think Arteta is a brilliant coach. I think he's got us to consistently where we've got to. I think we've got a good chance of winning the Premier League. Yes. Are we going to win it? Yeah, I think we should win the Premier League, but you wouldn't be surprised if Pep showed up and won that. This is not me flip-flopping or changing anything. When it comes to cup competition, European pedigree, it's in the hands of the gods, mate. It's in the lap of the gods. Sorry, that's the saying. It's in the lap of the gods. And if we do make the final, we're going to be coming up against a guaranteed winner, a previous winner of the Champions League. And I think that could play a part because that's a big step for Arteta to take, not having won anything for 5 years to winning the big one, to winning the Champions League. It typically doesn't happen. PSG did it last season, fair play, but it's not something that's...
let me do this and then we'll go to the other side of the draw. Liverpool got the 15th team last year and Arsenal got the 16 teams this year. What is this all about? Narrative, man. It's not our fault. PSG finished 11th. Yeah, it is not. And it's nobody's fault that Inter got knocked out of Bodo Glimt, that Sporting Lisbon finished like 6th or something like this. So it's not nobody's fault, to be honest with you. Going to the other side of the draw, how disastrous that is for City to face Real Madrid again, Kel.
I swear to God, we play Real Madrid more than we play some fucking Premier League teams. I'm getting tired of this, but this was the only year that I did not want to face Bodo Glimt because again, I said stylistically, I don't think that style suits us at all. They embarrassed us once already. I don't want to play on that plastic pitch, and so it's the devil you know. We're playing Real Madrid again. I think are people getting bored of this matchup? I mean, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is.
Do you fancy, do you think you can go through?
I think we'll beat Real Madrid, but I'm assuming Bayern are going to win their matchup. I don't think we would win against them, but I just don't think we're there yet. We're just not quite that team right now. We're still growing into that. But again, it is a cup competition. You just never know what's going to happen, but I'm not betting my retirement on it. I think Bayern are a heavy favorite to win the entire competition, so I wouldn't really necessarily fancy my chances.
Is that the same Bayern that Arsenal won 3-1 against?
Don't even try that, Mo. That's at the Emirates. Don't even try that. That one game.
Didn't Arsenal beat PSG last season?
Arsenal go to the Allianz, do that same
lost to them in the semifinal. Cool. I don't think it's really indicative. I think the knockout phase is very different.
It is. But I think in the final, we'll see how it goes in the final. Why are you so annoyed, Mark? You got the easiest draw. You got the team that you beat 3-0. I don't know why he's annoyed, bro. He's going to face Liverpool after. He's going to face Liverpool after. Why? Oh, you have an easy draw until all the semifinals.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Am I disagreeing?
You got an easy draw. You as Chelsea fan, you got an easy draw. You're going to have to face Galatasaray or a dreadful Liverpool until the final.
You're missing the point. Chelsea to him is secondary now. You're going to trigger Mark more by talking about Arsenal. He's already forgotten about Chelsea. He's like, PSG, if we get through that, we've got Liverpool. We're going to get spanked. But if we somehow get through that, City or Real Madrid. Exactly. Let's see.
But I want to ask a question about this. How does this affect Manchester City in the league? They face Real Madrid before they face Crystal Palace. They're not. It's a Tuesday, Saturday. Like it's actually tough for City. Actually, they face Real Madrid on a Tuesday, then the cup final on a Sunday, then Chelsea, then Arsenal again. How tough is that run? How is that going to affect Man City in the final of the cup and also in the game against Chelsea and Arsenal? How is this draw affect City? For anybody? Although anybody can take the questions, guys. I don't need to.
I think it worked both ways.
That's the schedule. Yeah. What are you going to do? Cry about it? No. You just have to play game by game.
Exactly. How's it going to affect you, though?
I mean, we have a big squad now, so we can actually rotate players.
I'm going to tell you the pictures.
Your fixtures are Newcastle, Real Madrid, West Ham, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Yeah, that's horrific.
And we've got, at the same time, Arsenal got Mansfield, Leverkusen, Everton, Leverkusen, City, Bournemouth City.
Yeah, I think City fans, when they look at that congestion, look at 10 players on the bench on over 100 grand a week, and it's like, hey, yeah, this is doable. I think they don't live in the same dimension often as others, where it's like, shit, we've got to have like 5 academy players on the bench now and start trying to get through games with a player that hasn't scored in 6 months and no one else would want if we put them up for free. You know, it's just a different world
we loaned out all our academy in January, so they can't be called up.
Yeah, they're clogging up all spaces for superstars, you see.
Even for City, that's a messy run.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
no, it is. I'm a bit.
A lot of the players have experience in those kind of runs before, so we have to rely on the experienced players and hope for the best. That's all I can really do. I can't sit here and cry about it.
And yes, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but the other team who they're battling against in Arsenal, they will also have a similar run. Yes, they will play some weaker teams, but I don't think Mikel Arteta.
Oh, he froze.
You're lagging, Red. You're lagging.
Where are you driving that Uber?
Move the motor.
Stop.
You're lagging. You're lagging massively.
Don't pop the clutch.
Arsenal are playing. They can't. I know. Okay.
Rack, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. You're
no,
lagging.
we got him now. We got him.
Nice. He's gone.
What were you going to say, Sal? Sal, what were you going to say about City and Arsenal?
I think it can work both ways. I think, especially if you beat the bigger teams, you can get that momentum and that mentality. Psychologically, it can do wonders for you if you win the big games, and you end up feeling unbeatable if the more of these big games you win. It's not easy, but I remember it back in the day when United used to have the harder games. You get that rush of adrenaline when you beat a Real Madrid, for example, rather than beating a Bodo Glimt, for example. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think they've got the squad, and I think if they win those games, I think they can have the personality psychologically, and they can go all the way. I really do think so. And I think sometimes, if you're kept on the edge of your toes, kept on your toes all the time, you keep that level up rather than down tooling a little bit mentally. Do you know what I mean? It's just something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, and this group of players tends to play better in those scenarios as well, because a lot of them have been there and they've done it time and time and time again. So some of them thrive on that. True. So it'll just be up to the manager to rotate them to make sure, because some of them are a little older, so they should be rotated a bit. But we have a mostly fit squad, so
you can't talk about your rotation. Listen, you've got Newcastle, Real Madrid, West Ham, Real Madrid, and then the next game is the Carabao Cup final, right? Which means unless you've won the tie in the first leg against Real Madrid, you're literally going to have to play your strongest 11 in that second leg against Real Madrid. You're going to have to, because it's unlikely that you're out of sight come second leg against Real Madrid. Which, by the way, I don't know if it's at the Bernabeu or is it at
the first
City?
leg's at the Bernabeu.
Of course, first.
Okay. The first is at the Bernabeu, and we did win there earlier this season.
Who did Man City play in the treble winning season when you had to beat all those teams to win the treble?
The first round of 16 was RB Leipzig, and then it was Bayern Munich. And then Real Madrid. And the first leg of the Bayern Munich was at the Etihad, so we had to play the second leg in Munich.
Into the final.
We won that one, or we drew in the second game, but we beat them 3-0 in the first one. And then the semifinals was Real Madrid, 1-1 at the Bernabeu first leg, and then we had the second leg, and we absolutely embarrassed them 4-0. That should have been 10-0, but Courtois was showing why he's the best keeper in the game.
I'm going to tell you something, guys. If Man City win all these ties, if Man City win all of us are going through based on history, right? But if Man City with this team, with this squad, win all these games, like win against Newcastle away, and then they go in the Champions League just midweek. So they play Saturday, and then they play midweek against Real Madrid, then West Ham away, then you host Real Madrid. Bro, if Man City win this, they deserve another treble, just to be honest. If they win all of these.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but to be honest, you never know. It's a cup. You never know.
No, but I don't know. If Pep Guardiola does this, he's proven that he is the undisputed best. It's one of the toughest fixtures I've seen, like run of fixtures I've seen for ages. Especially for a squad like City that has Gvardiol still injured, that has young players like O'Reilly, that has players that are inexperienced in these manners like Marmoush, like Semenyo, like Doku, Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, Shirky, even Matthias Nunes. This is a lot of games, tough ones as well. It's not easy. It will be hard for Pep Guardiola. Remember, back in that days when City won the triple, there was Mahrez on the bench, guys. That was their bench.
We have a lot of those kind of players on our bench now again. Because, like, when everybody's healthy,
you don't even have
Mahrez on the pitch.
You don't have even one Mahrez on the pitch. No, it's not bench. You didn't even want Mahrez. Like,
we also had Alvarez on that bench, but that's why they both left. Alvarez, they don't want to be on the bench.
There was Alvarez, there was Mahrez on the bench. Like, you had players on the bench that are game changers at that time. This team now is inexperienced. I'm not ruling you out. I'm not saying that you're not going to do it. But Pep has to bring all the genius and every single ounce of thinking inside him to be able to do that, because these fixtures are absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. Even West Ham away is not easy. They're fighting relegation. They won the points. West Ham. It's very hard, to be honest with you. And I think it will affect him. To be honest with you. For Chelsea, I want a little bit go about Chelsea. We're gonna come to the Premier League in a bit and focus on the Premier League. But in the Champions League, do you still fancy your chances more? Nah. Seriously.
You're asking. Okay. Seriously.
Serious question. Seriously.
They'll wipe.
Can you ever be serious? Bro. Can you ever be serious? Or
I'm being serious right now.
Okay.
No. Okay. Come on. They're gonna wipe the floor with us. It will be a goddamn miracle.
What?
If Chelsea get past them.
Past PSG?
What do you mean what? Yeah. Of course.
2 legs.
2 legs. They'll do us. I'll be so shocked if we get through. I'll be so shocked. People are going to say, oh, yeah, you've done it before. We've done it at the Club World Cup. Yeah, we finished higher than them in the group stages. These are all positive signs that you could potentially do it.
What happened to Chelsea fans? What happened, guys? What happened?
I started hate watching.
Look at you, bro. You're so happy to see our demise. Look at
you. Actually, no. Bro,
no.
it's better for my content.
Come on, Mo.
Why do you see that? You say that it's better for my content if you do well. I'm a content creator.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you don't enjoy poking fun at Chelsea. Clearly,
it's not that
you
wild. Mark, it ain't that wild if you beat PSG. You're making it out like this is like the biggest shock. A bigger shock would be Bodo Glimt going through against Sporting Lisbon.
Maybe you're right.
Really?
This is not the same PSG team, though. They've got a lot of issues right now. Dembele's out for how long? Yeah, their keeper situation is a nightmare.
You could say that about how they did.
A little bit.
You could say that, Kelk, about last season, right? And the group stages when PSG went against Man City and it was either or going through, and they played terrible up until then. But as soon as the knockout stages started, that's when they turned it on and pretty much won everything. Why couldn't that happen this season? It could do.
I just listed their issues. Dembele's injured, and their keeper situation is awful. Like they like them losing Donnarumma has affected them quite a bit.
Yeah,
they have.
Actually
Valier was their big signing, and he's been a massive disappointment. They got the backup playing a lot of the game, so you might actually, I actually might favor you in that one, because I think Chelsea do turn it on in the cup. Like, one thing Chelsea do is they turn it up in cups, and when you expect them to fail, that's when they succeed. So. And that's like that's always been Chelsea.
Did it really turn it on against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup?
It's not the same. But this is the same Chelsea team that just won 2 cups last year, so they do have a little bit of a track record in some of the cups. Maybe you don't rate those cups, but they're still they have some experience of winning.
But if you look at the form of Chelsea, our best players, probably bar Reece James, are just not performing.
To be fair to you, though, like. Chelsea have done it before. God, sorry, Neil.
No, Jim.
No, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
I was going to say, when I think of Chelsea and winning the Champions League, one of the years you won it, I was adamant you wouldn't, because you were one of the worst teams in the competition. I was like, and they've got Barcelona, and it's peak Messi, and he's got a penalty. I went through all these mental states, like, please, because that was the year. If Chelsea won, Spurs would finish 4th and not get a Champions League spot. And of course, they changed the rule afterwards, after we miss out. But anyway. So, and it would just happen. It's unfolded, and It's just you have got good enough players to, like anyone's
But
got
do
good
we,
enough players for.
Jim, seriously, we've got about 4 or 5 quality players. The rest of them don't even deserve to wear the Chelsea shirt, in my opinion.
I thought the squad was better than Arsenal's squad and Man City's squad and Liverpool's squad and everyone.
When did I say
Chelsea's
this?
injuries
When did I
are
And
say
the
this?
players were better. So
When
what do
did I
you say to the
this?
people that were saying this? So what do you say to the people that are saying? So you didn't say that. So what do you say to the people that were saying this? I'm going to tell you something, Mark. I promise you, I do this with every. I promise you, when we come to the Arsenal Chelsea, if I do a combined 11 between you and Arsenal, you put more Chelsea players out of Arsenal players. Do you want to go through it?
Oh, we can go through it. No problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Would
do
you
that.
take-
Let's go through it.
Let's go through it.
Quickly. But quickly, we're not going to stick on it. Would you do
Quick.
Reece James on the right back? Is that you would dispute that?
We're
Nah,
just gonna
I'll
skip the
pick Reece
goalkeeper.
James. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would you
skip
put
the goalkeeper.
Kukurea definitely on the left back? Would you choose anybody else?
Yeah, okay, I'll pick Cucurella.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Caicedo in the DM.
Are we talking form or are we talking just on potential? What are you talking?
In general,
This
No,
Sunday.
no.
This
Pick
Sunday.
one of the two.
No.
For this
Not
Sunday?
on- I can.
No, he would.
I can, no.
Combined
Hold
11 is such a
on.
waste of time.
come on.
Who cares
It's a
about
waste of
combined
time.
11s?
But I'm going to tell you something. The problem with this is I know it's not on form because on form affects the form that the club is at. I want to know in general is the point. You would choose
Okay, that's
Caicedo. I
different.
know you would choose Palmer. I know you would choose Estevao. And I know you would choose Joao Pedro. Am I wrong?
Esteval's not playing. Joao Pedro, yeah, I'll
But
pick him.
yes, the problem is from everyone that is saying about the combined. I don't want to I don't want to stay here for a while and start in the starting 11. You say we don't have good players. No, I know that you think you do, and you do, but they aren't performing, so they shouldn't be better than the Arsenal player. Does that make sense to you guys? Like if I keep saying in general they're not good on form, so what is the form coming from? It's coming from them not playing good.
Fair enough, Mo. Fair
You've got
enough.
6 Chelsea players, Mark, in the combined 11.
Fair enough. I guess
you?
you're
I
right,
told
though.
you guys, I told you this. I know
He's
this.
smiling. You made him happy. Can you do
But
that
then
to
the
Tottenham
problem is
somehow?
they
Make
tell
me
you-
feel happy.
You're going to smash PSG, Mark.
That's why
But then
this
the problem
Sunday
is,
is on.
is that even true? Is Cucurella better than Calafiori, for example? So
Well, yeah.
if Chelsea have good 6 players,
Got better
why
hair.
aren't Chelsea better? I'm not saying better than Arsenal. You had a lot of injuries this season. I got to give you this, Mark, to be honest with you. Right? And you had a change of coach. But the fact that I'm sitting here and I don't know where the next win is coming for you.
Okay.
I don't know where the
but
next win is coming for you.
You're talking about, all right. We're talking about top form before the season starts. Who are you picking? Yeah, I'm picking it. But that's why I asked you before. Are you talking about form? Because if you're talking about form, the majority of Arsenal players for this Sunday, I would pick them. That's
Okay.
just facts.
We'll talk about Sunday. For me, PSG are going to go through. However, is the second leg is a Stamford Bridge, so I wouldn't rule out Chelsea. And I think I agree with everyone that is saying that Chelsea have a chance to go through. PSG actually against Monaco, if it wasn't for the red card, I would actually think that Monaco could have gone through. If people watch the game, it was a robbery in the second game, that red card. Absolute robbery. Monaco should not have had a red card in that second game. Monaco took the lead. In the first game, they took the lead. They didn't take their chances. If Chelsea take their chances, PSG are not the same team as last season. And it's not about Dembele being injured or not. Just the team doesn't look the same. The team isn't as strong as the year before. This is why they aren't even top of their league, right? They aren't even top of their league. You know what I mean?
But what I would say, though, Mo, is if we're talking about potential, though, for what they did last season, I still think if they get it right on the night, they can beat any team in Europe. You can say that about other teams.
I never
You can say that about Arsenal. You can say that about Liverpool. You can say that maybe about other teams.
Exactly right. But currently, I know that Chelsea are in disarray, but Liam Rosinia doesn't have the experience to play PSG. So for me, that will play a massive factor. He doesn't have the European experience. He's like Christian Kivo, for instance. These European nights, they need specific ways to prepare for these nights, like ways to do it, like ways to go about it. I'm not sure if he has the experience to do it. However, I want to go to Liverpool and Liverpool chances before I go to the Premier League. The last team out here. Liverpool chances. How do you fancy your chances? I know that you fancy your chances against Galatasaray, without a shadow of a doubt. Second leg at Anfield, without a shadow. I have no doubt that Liverpool will go through against Galatasaray. Just because the second leg is at your ground. How do you fancy yourself against a Chelsea or a PSG in the quarter-final? Number one, can I ask a question? Are you traveling from London to Amsterdam? You've been driving for like 40 minutes here. Like, is that what is going on here?
I mean, I wish I was, but unfortunately, it's nothing but the London rush hour. So yeah, I've been in my car a long time. Doesn't necessarily mean that I've been travelled a long distance, but yeah.
You mean Liverpool rush hour, right?
I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
But before that goes on, guys, there's over 700 people here, guys. We aren't even on 200 likes. Can we get this show to 300 likes live here, guys? Vote and get us to 300 likes. The like button looks like thumbs up underneath the live stream. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead, Drag. Thanks.
But if you need to describe what the like button looks like, what have you been doing?
I promise you, there are a lot of people.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who are watching. If they don't know what the like button looks like, they've got bigger fish to fry, as some people would say.
I'm right.
I promise you, there is a lot of people that watch YouTube. You'll be surprised. I haven't got a clue. The age brackets that watch my channel is very surprising because it goes all the way up to 60 years old. So I am not saying that people don't, but my mom doesn't know what a like button is on the YouTube, by the way. My mom, if I tell her to like a video, she was like, what do you mean like a video? Like, what does that mean? I like it. I'm watching it. I like it. Yes. That's why I'm watching the video. She's like,
Mo thinks his videos don't get enough likes because people don't know what the like button looks like.
It's a serious denial.
Sorry to break it to you, Mo. My God.
Sorry, that's a good
there. One. That's a good one.
Yeah. Look, I don't think there's much between Liverpool and Chelsea, and I think the Premier League table says that. Our respective seasons say that. I still think that if we play to our potential, we're probably better, and we have better players. Ultimately, just like every game, you need to do it on the pitch. I think PSG are, as I said, can we beat them? Yes. Would it be difficult? Yes, absolutely, especially if they play to their potential. But we beat them last season, and ultimately they knocked us out. But we were the only team who, and they knocked us out fair and square. So you can't really complain. But they didn't. On aggregate, it took us to penalties. Still, they won.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question in the chat? Does anybody know, is the quarter-final home and away legs already confirmed? Who's going to be home first and who's going to be away first?
Isn't the highest seed just always get the second leg at home now?
For us, yes, yeah. We've got all our second legs are at home, but is that the same for? Yeah, for Arsenal, it's confirmed, Mo. I know I can say that much. I don't know about.
So that means Spurs are going to have the second leg at home.
In the first round, yeah.
I don't think that's the case, because I seem to remember last season who finished second to Liverpool in the group stage. Was it Inter?
No, it was Bayern.
Yeah,
Arsenal were second last year.
Barcelona.
Oh, was it Barcelona?
Barcelona, yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure that it's not confirmed that Arsenal will have every single second leg, because I don't think that's what happened last season. I think you're guaranteed it in the first game. I may be wrong, but I seem to remember something happening last season and thinking I thought that guaranteed the top two were guaranteed to have second legs every round, but I don't think that actually happened. I may be wrong.
I'm pretty sure we do this season, Rex. I don't know about everyone else. But
yeah, I think they changed it this season.
Maybe. And to be fair, you should get a reward for finishing top, and I understand that. I just don't kind of vaguely remember that not being the case last season, but I may be wrong. Look, ultimately, the teams on our side, the teams on our side of the draw, if you're Liverpool, not so much if you're Chelsea or PSG, because that you're coming up against big.
Yes, okay. I just confirmed. Just confirmed. The 1 to 4 racks, they get home advantage all the way until the semi-final.
1 to 4.
That makes sense.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, no. The other ones, of course, they get home advantage, the top 8. But 1 to 4 get home advantage all the way up to the semi-final.
Okay, fair enough.
As far as I know.
Yeah. It was just a minute ago, you said it was confirmed.
Yeah, it's on it's on ESPN. They said that UEFA has actually confirmed that the teams who finish the positions in 1 to 4, or the club who knock them out during the play, like the round of 16, they will get home advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll have it all the way through, because if you're going 1 to 4 and we meet club number 2, 3,
in the
or 4
semi-final
in the semis, we will have the home advantage at the second leg.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, look, ultimately, I think we're capable of beating any team. The fact we've got Galatasaray means actually, even compared to Arsenal on the other side, we will have one more tougher leg. So we will play Chelsea or Barcelona, whereas they will maybe play, I don't know, whoever's on Arsenal side. But the fact that we've got Galatasaray is a relatively easier game, not easy, but easier. And obviously City and Real Madrid, that's also going to be tough for them because they've got tough teams all the way through. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of fancy our chances on paper. But as I said, the issue with Liverpool this season is that on paper, fine. In practice, definitely not fine. In fact, this season, we've been massively underwhelming. We've been battered twice by City. And even in our kind of so-called good run more recently, there were a hell of a lot of draws. Some of our performances have been pretty awful of late. We were crap against Nottingham Forest, first half especially, snatched the win, fine, But what doesn't give me confidence is the fact that we're not getting better and we're not solid. I think if you're not the best team, then you have to be solid. When we won it in 2005, we weren't the best team, but Benitez had us set up that we could go away and get a draw, get a 0-0, get a 1-1. Most of the time it was 0-0, and then take them back to Anfield. And, as Chelsea and Juventus found that season, it was different when you were playing at Anfield. The problem is that we don't look like we're capable of keeping that many clean sheets. We'll score a few goals, and maybe we might have to rely on that. But that's the thing that I'm concerned about. We are capable of winning it, but I think a lot of Liverpool fans are quite down at the moment. Or not down, but just feel a little bit underwhelmed by the team because we haven't hit the heights at this stage. Yeah. Even if we don't win the league, we should be playing better by this point in the season, and we're not.
Also, your record at Anfield is not that great this season. That surprises me because a lot like Forest went in there and slapped you around 3-0 like that. I didn't see that. Leeds went in there and got a draw. You just usually don't expect that at Anfield. You expect them to win all their games. So I don't know. But the Champions League, I think the Champions League is embarrassment.
Your center backs and goalkeepers are like eyebrows. No matter how good your other features are, if you don't have eyebrows, you look shit. That's fair, my man. Fair.
Yeah, what planet you're from, I suppose.
I've never heard.
If you shave your eyebrows,
that is gold. That is golden.
That is amazing. Actually, that is actually amazing. He's right. Now, enough with the Champions League talk. Now, talk about the league. We got to start with Chelsea and Arsenal. Actually, come on, who's winning that? You got any chest? Mark, anything to give
us? All day long.
No.
Draw.
Are you want me to be serious? I think this will be.
I want you to be serious.
I'm going to be serious, man. I'm always serious. Well, I'm going to be serious. I honestly think that we're going to nick some points off them. I don't know why.
Really?
I've got this feeling. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, people are going to say, yeah, but you've lost to them like 3 times already. Even if you drawn with them once, why have you got your chest out? I mean, why not? I just think they're a little bit overrated. And I think that this is a game that they would need to win. If Chelsea score first, I think that Arsenal will probably win the game, if that makes sense. But I think that if
Arsenal... it doesn't, so you need to explain that to us.
Well, I think that they have to go out there and win it. If Chelsea go up 1-0, I think that they'll go full force. And I think that they could nick the win. However, if Arsenal score first and it's 1-0, I think that they're going to sit back. I think they're going to crap their pants. I think they're going to put up a low block. And I have a sneaky feeling, that Chelsea are going to penetrate that. And that's what I think is going to happen. And I think it's going to be a draw. Have I said anything outlandish or wild there, Mo?
Neil, are you going to respond?
Well, they say when your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt him. So I'm just gonna let.
You said you're overrated.
That's right, Sal. You bring that back up.
Yeah, I want to bring that. He said you're overrated, Neil. What's that all about?
When your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt him. Mark, walk me through no jokes now. Walk me through your back five. Just walk me through your back line for Sunday.
Reece James, Cucurella, Sanchez, Fofana.
Fofana's suspended.
Yeah, I thought Fofana was
suspended.
out.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh shit. Tosin.
You got Sarr. You got Achimpong. No.
I don't think Achipong's going to play this.
Trevor Chalobah.
I think he's going to play Sarr. I think he's going to play Sarr. I think it's going to be Reece James, Sarr.
He's not going to play Sarr.
Chalobah.
Why would he play Sarr?
He's not going to play those.
He's going to play.
Yeah, why would he play Sarr? You're right, Mo. You're right, Neil. Chalobah will play again with Tosin.
I think he's going to play Malo Gusto left.
And
Cucurella is out, so I think he's going to play Malo Gusto left.
Oh, yes, Cucurella is out as well. Mark, now tell me, now that you know your back line on for Sunday, how many points you taking off us?
2.
You're still confident with that back line, yeah?
That's it.
Yeah, I'm still confident with that back line. I mean, it's all good.
Is Reece James fit?
Reece James is fit. It's all good, Neil, like, against North London Derby, against Tottenham, who, no offense, Jim, they're not the best team. It's all good that Gyökeres scoring 1 or 2 great goals there. Do it again. Do it week in, week out.
Do it against Chelsea.
Again.
Can we be
do it against Trevor Chalobah?
Kelp.
Do it against Malo Gusto.
Esse's only scored really against Tottenham. That's it. He hasn't really done anything.
I mean, come on, like Spurs had they had one viable centre back in the squad, one wing back in the squad. It was complete we were just there to be spanked, and we were. I think Chelsea, look at them, they've got viable right players in every single position across their squad. It'll be a different.
That back line's going to be a problem for Chelsea. And listen, there's a blueprint there for Arsenal beating Chelsea last few games that we've played each other. I think you haven't beaten us for a few seasons. That's fine. That's history. But if you look at recent history, okay, you did score from a corner, I think, against us in the first at Stamford Bridge in the reverse fixture. But notwithstanding that back line that you're going to put together, we're going to put pressure on it. And if we do get corners, which I think we will, we're going to pressure test that back line. And I think you might wilt, because I do like Fofana, although I think, Mark, you overrate him. But you throw in Chalobah and Fofana, whoever together, and you're missing Marc Cucurella, who I rate, we'll pressure test you. And I think you will at some point in 90 minutes concede. So therefore, you're going to have to score at least 1, maybe 2 to draw, maybe win the game. I don't know.
So you don't think, Neil, that if you score a goal, that you're not just going to go ahead and start sitting back?
Well, that is a problem.
Yeah,
that is a problem. But are you going to punish us? Because
Mark, let's put it like this, let's put it like this, Neil.
Go on.
I mean, your defense is not this impenetrable defense as it was in the first half of the season. You're leaking goals. You've just admitted it, right? Your attackers aren't freaking great. As I said, you can do it against Tottenham, do it against Chelsea, then fair enough. So I think that I think your main advantage, you're at home, but it all depends on who you're gonna line up, and then how is your manager going to set up your team? What instructions is he going to give them?
Mark,
I don't think it's as clear cut as you say. No,
I'm not. Listen, Mark, you're misunderstanding me.
Okay, go on.
No, I didn't say penetrate. You said penetrate. Listen, what I'm saying to you is, I think it would be a mistake if Arsenal go 1-0 up and sit back. I agree with you. So you and I are in agreement. If Arteta has us going 1-0 up like we did even against Wolves, and then Wolves grew into the game, and then we scored a second and then sat even deeper. Look what happened, right? I agree with you. The question is, if we do that, these are ifs and buts. If we go 1-0 up, if we then sit back, these are ifs that may or may not happen. But if they do, are Chelsea going to punish us? Your current side, forget your back line now. That's one aspect. You lot ain't firing up top. Cole Palmer
Joao Pedro kind
ain't
of is.
happy.
He's got more goals than Gyökeres in the league.
Is that right? I thought
I think he's got 11 and Gyökeres has 10. I mean, correct me.
Yeah, maybe. Listen,
maybe. It's a bit off.
But you've given Gyökeres a 4 out of 10 so far this season. So like you saying that Joao Pedro scored one more than the guy that you're rating 4 out of 10 doesn't.
Okay, so what did you give him then? What did you give him? What did you give him when we did that? You didn't rate him. You gave him like a 4.5.
I gave him a 6.5. No, I did not. I gave him like a 6.5 so far this season. Listen, when we got to try and fight. Listen, we're going off a tangent here. I'm not saying Gyökeres is going to be the game changer, but if we do sit back, Mark, will you punish us?
We can. Why
can? Obviously, of course you can, but will you? That's the question.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
If you can score 1-0, yeah, I do predict that you will sit back, and Chelsea will have their go at you.
And you could also get caught on the counter.
Yeah,
that's also a possibility.
But that's why I think it's going to end in a draw. What are you saying? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, look, I don't think it's going to be a spanking either way. I think we'll get the win. I think I'll go 2-0, but I think it could be 1-0 most game, and we'll have to absorb a bit of pressure. Listen, I know we've made some mistakes recently and we've conceded goals, but Mark, they are individual mistakes, and I don't know if they'll carry on. But that's how we've conceded goals. They could. Yeah, of course, they could.
We'll talk about ifs and buts and coulds and could not. If we'd managed to take a couple of points off you, right? How are you going to feel? Do you think that you're going to be able to go to actually cross the line?
Listen, we've got to beat Chelsea. It's a must-win game. It's a must-win game. Like, I'm not saying every game is a must-win game from now on until the end, because I think City will drop points. I think Arsenal will drop points. But this isn't the game for Arsenal to drop points. If we do, then serious questions will be asked, Mark. Yeah. And I'm not saying that you're massive underdogs. I just think we have the know-how to beat Chelsea.
You do, because you've done it so many times already this season. That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think we should do it.
I think
it'll be 2 points dropped if we do draw against you. Yes.
I think a massive motivation for Chelsea players is to ensure they do their best to derail Arsenal's title charge. I think that they'll be, if they think anything like the fans do, they'll be so up for this game. And Chelsea usually play better against the bigger teams. I do think that they'll be up for it. Now, you guys have mentioned we've got lots of injuries or suspensions. This matters. But I just got a sneaky feeling that we're going to take a couple of points off you.
That's fair, dude. I mean, you can have that sneaky feeling.
Come on, Blue Cartel. Let's go. Blue Cartel. Come on. Do us a favor.
But we're going to do that favor for you, Kelk. You're going to say thank you to me next week. That's what you can do.
Because Mark is I don't know if you realise, but Mark is Rossini's assistant on Sunday. So
that's damn right.
I know Jim. I know Jim has to go. Big up Jim. Thank you, Jim, for joining us.
Love
See you, Jim.
Cheers.
See you, Jim.
Yeah, we're fan.
What does everyone else think? What does everyone else think?
Yeah, what
by
does
the way? Because Mark's on 1-1. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal.
You are the direct rival to Arsenal. What do you think is going to happen
in that game? I'm hoping for a draw, but I mean, I would pick Arsenal to win, probably like a 2-1, but I'm going to pray for a draw. But I would have to just favor Arsenal.
Or a Chelsea win, sorry.
Oh, that's oh. Ooh. If Chelsea win that game, I don't know what I'll do. I have to win my game first, though. That's all I have to focus on. I have to focus on my game tomorrow.
No, what are you going for? So, sorry, Cal, I missed it then. What did you go for? You're hoping for...
I'm hoping for a draw, but if I had to put it, like, if I had to put money on it, I would say Arsenal probably win like by 1 goal, like a 2-1.
Rocky's still driving, bro.
He picked up his next Uber customer.
It's just.
What do you think? What do you think, Sal?
Look how dark
I think it's one of them games that can either be 2-2 or 4-1 to Arsenal. It's one of those games. I'm trying to work it out. It depends how Chelsea start the game. hopefully Chelsea don't foul any more assignments, whatever that meant at the weekend, what Mr. Rosinha said after the corner against Burnley. I think it can either be 2-2 or 4-1 to Arsenal. I know that's two big different scores, but I'm going for actually edging towards a draw. I think it will be 2-2.
You think it'll be 2-2?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think Arsenal.
I hope it is.
I think it's the pressure. I think it'll be 2-1, and then you'll get an equaliser.
They always buckle, Sal.
Rex, what are you saying? You outside with my burger?
You better tip him well.
Tip him well. I ordered it an hour and a half ago, Kelk. Didn't get no tip.
Where's my tally?
That's not his fault. It could be the restaurant. The restaurant could be
Deliveroo.
I actually think that Arsenal will win this. Chelsea have a lot of absentees.
Go
ahead, Rick.
No, Arsenal definitely the favourites, right? But I think the tactic here, Chelsea have a strong technical midfield. And in the return leg of the Carabao Cup final, obviously Arsenal had the advantage, so they could afford to sit back, and Chelsea kind of played in front of their defensive line a lot without creating very much. If they can get to, second half, maybe to the 60-minute mark or something, still at 0-0, then there's a chance for Chelsea, because Arsenal, people will talk about must-wins and not must-wins, but Arsenal have been dropping points recently. The fan base is on edge, and this is arguably the last game, apart from the City game, that they've got against a top 10 side or top 8 side or whatever it is. I think there's a possibility there that if Chelsea can keep Arsenal at arm's length to some degree with that technical midfield, and then Arsenal have to open up, chances may come. If you had to say who do I think is going to win, definitely Arsenal. But what I saw in that second leg, and again, it was definitely influenced by the fact that Arsenal, beat Chelsea in Chelsea. I think there's a possibility that it's not a foregone conclusion. Nothing's guaranteed in football.
It's still a big game, man. It's still Arsenal, Chelsea. It can't be any foregone conclusions, right? But that's a fair shout.
No, I actually think that Arsenal will win this game. But what do you think about that?
We're in the minority, mate.
What about Leeds versus City, though? Does that have any effect on the game? If Leeds take points off, or Leeds or Man City win, does that have any effect in your mind, guys, about that?
Well, I think a lot of times recently when we dropped points, Arsenal then followed up by dropping some points. Not every game, but like we had that stretch where we drew a bunch of games in a row, and I don't remember Arsenal exactly putting us away. So I don't know if there's any. I would say there's probably not a correlation.
Mo, you're going. Yeah, I agree. Mo, you're going down the pressure.
I'm asking about that.
You're asking about pressure.
Yeah,
I think it's still a bit early. I think it's still a bit early for the pressure talk, and I say this because, City closed the gap, didn't they? They went first before we played Spurs. They've done it before where they played first and actually went temporarily top. I know that was a while back, whatever else, but I don't know if it's there yet. I don't know if it's that time yet, Mo. I could be wrong, but if City beat Leeds, does that put us under more pressure? And do we wilt under it? I don't know.
Do we think City will beat Leeds, though? Do we think City will beat Leeds? Does anybody think that City are going to that game favourites to win against Leeds?
No, I don't. I don't think they're favourites to win.
Of course.
As in, what's the favourite outcome? Yeah, sorry. They're going to be favourites on paper, but do I think they're going to win the game? Listen, they're going to Leeds.
Night game as well.
It's the evening kickoff. Exactly, Sal. Mate, I'm not certain. I'm not chalking this up as a City win. I had this game, Mo, as the one that City could potentially drop points. I know you said, maybe Newcastle, whatever. Newcastle had to play 3 away games in a row. I felt City will beat Newcastle, but I do think there's a good chance that City drop points up at Ellen Road. And if they beat him under the lights, fair play to them. It's just one of those odd games. It's a tough place to go. And I know we went there and won, but I don't know. It's not a foregone conclusion for me. And that's not hope talking. It's a tough place to go. Leeds don't lose at home under the lights. He says. I have no idea if they do.
What do you think, Kelk? Leeds game?
I'm looking at it as a must-win. I think it'll be a tough game. They definitely came into the Etihad and gave us a game, so they'll probably feel confident about that. But I just have to look at it. You have to win the game. Find a way, even if it's just something stupid. Just take an own goal, take a last-minute winner, something like that. I don't really care. I want to win the game. I would favor us slightly. Like if we win, I think it'll only be like a 1 goal. I'm not expecting to go in there and just like punk them or anything like that. But it could be a draw. Like they definitely played us very tough. And I think that style that they played against us at the Etihad is something we've struggled with this season. So we absolutely could drop points, but I really just have to hope that we can find a way, just find something, just find a way and just get 3 points. I really don't care how.
Yeah, for me, I think City will win, but I'm not going to rule out Leeds taking points. They're a tough team to be at Ellen Road. They will learn from the Arsenal game how to actually a little bit play a lower block and not press as high. They kind of try to press Arsenal sometimes. They try to play quick game against Arsenal. The problem is Calvert-Lewin, I don't think he's going to have any joy against Guehi and Diaz or Guehi and Kuzanov up top. If he has any joy, I'll be absolutely amazed about that.
Well, he did against Diaz at the Etihad. So the Diaz thing kind of worried. I feel like this is a game where we've been having this debate in our fan base between do you start Diaz or Husanov? Because Husanov's just in great form. And then the fact that he's just so good, he just has so much pace. And that's something that teams have used to kind of beat us in a lot of games is pace up front. So maybe in some of these matchups where you think that's going to be an issue or countering is going to be an issue. Also coupled with the high line that we play, maybe Husanov is the better player. And I do think that this game might be one of them where I would prefer to start Husanov, but I have a feeling he'll start Diaz.
DCL is a multi-threat Mo. So you're saying they won't be, but he doesn't necessarily, he's a threat this season on the deck. He's also from open play and he's also a threat from set pieces. DCL is a multi-threat. So I'm going against you, Ma. I think don't be surprised if DCL does get his name on the score sheet.
Leeds have lost 3 games at home this season, if I'm not mistaken. 3 games at home, one of them against Arsenal. Yeah, it's not that it's not out of the realms of possibility that they get points out of course. What are you you're not in Amsterdam yet?
Get the man his burger. Get Neil his food. He's hungry.
Like how far your work should be to drive that long. I'll quit work if I have to drive that long just to go home.
I've had
for an hour and a half.
How would you drive in London? Just take the tube.
10 minutes.
He's add some errands to run.
Bypass the traffic.
Yeah, some errands to run. But I want to go to Manchester United, guys. How surprised are you guys that Man United are fourth this season now? Sal, is that a surprise to you?
That Man United are fourth? No, because I've been saying it all season, Mo. The streets won't forget what I said weeks ago, that Man United are going to come second or third. And I still believe that. Tonight, Aston Villa, they're going to drop some more points against Wolves. There's going to be a big surprise tonight. It's a derby. Wolves will win. Man United to win their game against Palace. And we're level on points with Aston Villa. And we can quite possibly be third place. And that's one step. I actually think there's a possibility. Like, it may be a long shot, but Arsenal or City may fall off a little bit and might open the door for Man United to get into that second place. But you know what? Third place would be good for me. It would be an unbelievable season. And we'd have to reevaluate what goes on at the end of the season with Michael Carrick with the Champions League and everything. So, yeah, I'm confident. And I think we'll beat Palace at the weekend pretty easily. And hopefully Wolves will do us a favour tonight as well.
Pretty easily is crazy. How confident are Man United fans?
Yeah, but they kind of should be though.
Really?
We
beat Palace away, mate. We beat them away. We've got nothing
Sal,
to worry about.
If you do finish second, or even third, are you still sticking by not giving Carrick the job permanently?
It depends who's available, Neil. If it depends what caliber of manager's available. If it's just like Areola or someone like that, I'm going to give it to Carrick. If there's a Luis Enrique, which is unlikely, I know it's unlikely. If there's a Luis Enrique, maybe a Nagelsmann, I probably will give it to Nagelsmann, Luis Enrique. but they're going to give it to Carrick if he gets Champions League. There's no way they're not going to give it to him because
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
But what happens what's going to happen?
If he finishes second, yes. But if they're not going to give it to Carrick, if he finishes 4th or 5th, they're gonna consider him depending on the names. But the owner is just going to give him that job. He's going to be in the consideration of the job. But I don't think they're just going to give it. If he finishes second, the team is magnificent. And, oh my God, you're winning a lot of games and you get like 75 points or something like this. Yes, but otherwise
There was Roberto Martinez being linked to us this last couple of days.
You know what? Roberto Martinez is linked to you because he spoke about Man United on the overlap. That's how it works, to be honest with you. He spoke about the Man United overlap.
I think this was a couple of 48 hours ago or something like that. But yeah, look, the problem is that if Carrick gets top 4 and we don't give him the job, we give it to someone else, and that someone else fails, all the fan base are going to be like, oh, well, you should have gave it to Carrick. Carrick's one of ours and blah, blah, blah. So they've put themselves in the corner, so to speak, a little bit, because if he gets Champions League football, that'd be a magnificent achievement anyway, even though Amorim left him 3 points from the Champions League position, but he has done very well to win those games. But for me, I think the safe option for them would be to give him the job. I wouldn't, but I think they will. I mean, our ownership are not reliable, Mo, so I think they'll probably give him the job because he's cheap. And he won't ask for much as well. He won't ask for 5, 6, 7 players. He'll say, all right, I'm good the way I am. I'm happy just to have the job. And we go from there, in my opinion. That's what I think will happen anyway.
Everyone rates Nagelsmann. Is it just me that thinks Nagelsmann's overrated?
He's a bit of a Ten Hag, I think. I think he is a little bit of a Ten Hag vibe. I don't know. But he doesn't last long as well. He falls out of ownerships as well, apparently. So I don't think.
Why would you consider him then, Sal? Why would you consider him? Because I agree with Neil. I think he's a little bit overrated. Luis Enrique is different.
I mean, 100% it'd be Luis Enrique. I think there'd be a question to be asked if it's Nagelsmann or Tuchel. I think because of their experience. But for me, I would edge towards Carrick over Nagelsmann.
Can I ask you guys something? Is there anybody next season?
The thing with Nagelsmann is when he burst onto the scene, if you want to call it bursting onto the scene, he was just seen as the next big young manager kind of thing. And of course, he had a degree of success with Bayern, but we all know that to some degree,
doesn't?
Anyone? Yeah, exactly. And we'll see what happens in the World Cup. I think there definitely are questions. He falls out of ownerships, falls out with players. Although ironically, I think one of his most famous quotes is something like saying football management is about 30% about tactics and 60-70% about man management. And I think his man management is potentially questionable. But ironically, he is still relatively young as a manager. He went
through a tunnel,
early 40s, maybe something like that. So.
He's for Vel as well as the Lakes. It's the Red Bull group as well. For Vel's gonna like him. Definitely the Red Bull group.
Is anybody see Man United as a threat next season?
I do, yeah. Anyway, but
you do. So tell us. What do you think? You think there is a threat to Man United next?
Man United will be a threat this season, depending on what happens in the transfer window. If we fix that midfield, I think we're going to be all right. I don't think we're quite as far away as people think. I think we've got to fix the fullback positions, fix that up a little bit, maybe a couple of midfielders. We are losing quite a few players, 8 altogether at the most. So we need a big rebuild job to be done. But I don't think our first team is far away. Honestly, I don't think we're... Look at the way things are at the moment. We've drawn so many games this season. We've drawn so many. Drew against Bournemouth. We drew against Wolves, Fulham, West Ham twice. We just need to convert those into wins. If we convert those into wins, I think we'll be all right next season and we'll challenge. I said we're going to challenge for the league. I'm not going to flip-flop on it. March, remember, March.
I'm not asking you to flip-flop.
Devil's advocate, going off what Sal just said, next season, who's going to be challenged for the title? You got Arsenal. We don't know what's happening with Liverpool because we don't know if Slot's going to be there or not. Van Dijk's a year older. Salah will be gone. Chelsea, Rafinha, City will be in the Championship. Like, what are we missing in terms of?
According to who?
According to is it 115 or 116?
It's 116. 115. 115.
Is it 115? I've lost count. It's 115.
With the 60-point reduction.
You should bet your retirement on. Bet your retirement
on. You should go to
that.
the National League and 60 points. That'd be good.
That'd be brilliant.
Oh, it's going to be so fun suing
biting
for defamation and getting rich off of that.
No. It would be hilarious if City.
We literally saw the letter that Arsenal submitted about worried about clubs from a certain part of the world. We literally saw the letter, so which is ironic considering where you get a lot of your money from.
Why can't United challenge next season? I know I'm going to get torched as well as Sal in the chats right now. I get it, but I don't care. I'm going to go there. Why can't United challenge next season based on the fact that Pep may or may not be at City? City may or may not have other stuff hanging over their head, whatever. We don't know. Arne Slot may or may not be at Liverpool. Van Dijk will be an old man. Chelsea will be Chelsea. Mo, why can't United challenge?
Because I don't know who's going to be the manager.
A midfield rebuild. Like, even if they sign new players, it's going to take them time to gel and develop.
I think that's spot on, Kel, because you just said it, Sal. Like they could be replacing up to 8 players.
Yeah, and that can just take time.
Exactly. Additionally, do you think that there's a lot of rumors that Real Madrid want to sign Bruno Fernandes? Yeah. If that happens, that'll be a major loss. That'd be a massive loss.
If he's not replaced. Definitely, if he's not replaced, it would be.
How are you going to replace one of the best 10s in the world?
You can't.
Yeah, there's not really.
You can't really do that. Plus, you've got all these old players as well.
I think there's talk of obviously Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa, but they're completely different type of players. Bruno, I think he's 31 anyway. We've got to start looking at the future as well. I'm not saying we have to sell him. I wouldn't sell him, to be honest. Like, he should retire at Man United. But if he goes, he goes. He's 31, and I wish him all the best. But I don't think he's going to go if we qualify for the Champions League. I think
how do you replace Bruno?
Last time, and people don't know this, but Bruno Fernandes' family, they're all in London. I worked with his brother for 2 years. They're all in Surrey. They're in London, so he's very comfortable in England. And I wouldn't be surprised if he retires at Man United. To be fair, so I think he'll be all right.
If he does go, Sal, I don't know. How do you replace him? Because I know you said Morgan Rogers, but Bruno Fernandes, I mean, he's in, and again, I don't mind getting torched in the comments, but he is one of the top players for the last 5, 6, how many years been at United. Yeah. He's consistently one of the best players, and for a lot of the times he's playing in an average side, and he still shines and he still drags you through. And now, even when you're playing better, he's still the star. He's still the star man, in my opinion. I don't know how you replace Bruno Fernandes. I think he gets a lot of hate.
I don't think you can. I don't think you look to replace him. I think you just have to find someone different, someone who offers something different. Like I like Kenan Yildiz. I think he's got a high ceiling. I know he's just signed a contract with Juve, but I like him. There's a couple of more players that I'm looking at the moment, but you can't replace these type of players. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it? You know, you can't replace them. When they leave, they leave. You know, these are 1 in a million type players, and we'd have to just move on.
I don't know if he's the same
Bruno Fernandes
as
1 in a million. Wow.
I don't know if he's one in the same as Christie. No, Bruno's serious. You don't rate him, Kel. Bruno Fernandes.
I'm not saying I don't rate him, but I don't rate him as a 1 in a million type player.
But he's top 5. He's in the top 5 players Premier League every season for the last 5, 6 seasons.
I got to watch 10 years of Kevin De Bruyne. You're not going to ever convince me that Bruno Fernandes is better than what I've witnessed.
Kevin De Bruyne is De Bruyne is a 1 in a billion, not a million. That's KDB.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bruno. I'm sorry if I got confused on that one.
No, he said Bruno 1 in a million, didn't he?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, he said
okay,
million.
So you were talking about Bruno.
I was talking about Bruno. Yeah, and
I would say Ronaldo is a 1 in 10 billion. Ronaldo, elite. One of the best of all time.
Best of all time.
I'll listen to that argument. I'm not listening to the Bruno one though. Sorry.
So what don't you like about Bruno then? What's the biggest? I mean, there are. You're not the only one. There are people.
Oh, we got home finally.
Oh,
there you go.
God, yeah.
My doorbell didn't even go.
Oh damn! I forgot. I knew I forgot something. The delivery. I forgot the delivery. Oh well.
He ate your burger, Neil.
Yeah, you know.
No, Kel, forget the burger. You got to tell us why you don't rate Bruno Fernandes.
I'm not saying I don't rate Bruno. I just like. I thought he was saying that he was one of the best of all time, and I think the person we saw in the generation who was that was Kevin De Bruyne, and
But what I would say is that if Bruno was playing for Man City, Kels, for example, where would he be? Because at the end of the day, obviously, Man United haven't been at their best for the last 10 years. So if he was playing for Man City, he was playing for an Arsenal, for example, don't you reckon he'll get more accolades than he is at the moment because he's playing for Man United, who haven't been successful as successful they should be?
I actually don't know who Bruno played before Manchester United, but I know that De Bruyne had a different track. Like he was player of the season in the Bundesliga before he came to
Sporting.
To
he
Man
was
City.
Sporting, wasn't he?
Bruno Sporting, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't watch the Portuguese league, so I don't know what he did there.
No, but I mean, don't you think if Bruno Fernandes was playing for Man City, for example, instead of playing for Man United, he would get more accolades if he was playing for Man City this last 5 years under Pep?
I mean, he probably would, but I still don't think that he would have done what De Bruyne or even what David Silva did. Like, those two for me were just pure magic. They could just create something out of nothing, and so that's kind of where that's kind of like my level, like starting point, and so it's hard for me to put him in those. But he's
Bruno
still I still think he's been a very good player. That's not me like cutting him down.
Yeah,
I think he's still probably your best player, and he just was at Man United at a time when they weren't very good, and he did probably elevate them to certain trophies that they might not have won without him. But I don't know. It would have been interesting to see if it was reversed, if he had been under Pep. I just don't know.
Yeah, because you look at Kevin De Bruyne. He was he didn't make it at Chelsea, but he was made into a good player by Pep Guardiola. This is why Pep is such a genius, because he did make Kevin De Bruyne.
He was good at Wolfsburg. Also, he got Wolfsburg their first ever trophy as a club, and he was Bundesliga player of the season, and that was the time, and that was against Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich, where they had they were just stacked all over the board. Kroos and Schweinsteiger and all those guys, and Ribéry and oh my God, the Dutch guy, I'm forgetting his name.
You know what Bruno won?
But for Kevin De Bruyne to win the player of the season from a small team, going against Pep's monster machine of Bayern, or the team he had built before he left Bayern Munich, that to me is very impressive. And so it shows that he wasn't just this bum when he came in, but Pep did take him to like the top level, but he clearly had a lot of that talent.
Chelsea got rid of him, just like they got rid of Mohamed Salah as well.
Maybe that says more about Chelsea than the players.
No, they weren't ready then. They weren't ready then. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't ready.
No, they weren't. Yeah, they had to go out and play. And so they went out and played, and then they both turned into like the superstars.
But listen,
the best we've seen in this generation.
I gotta go. I want to thank everyone that joined us. Champions League draw, easy for Arsenal, tough for the rest. My semi-finalists are my semi-finalists. I gotta go to the Friday prayer. It's I think it's Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, probably. PSG, Bayern Munich semi-final. I'll pick that. I think so. But listen, good luck to everyone this weekend. This weekend might be pivotal and might be same. But we'll see if Chelsea can get something out of Arsenal. As Mark said, of course, we'll see if they can stop the Arsenal train. We'll see if City can go to Leeds and get a win. Man United, I'm predicting Man United and Liverpool win. And they're going to put a separation between them and Chelsea. We'll see if Wolves can get something out of Aston Villa tonight. Hit that like button before you guys go. But before we leave, actually, the Frenemies podcast, Mark and Neil channel is in the description. Stretford Post, of course, that is Sal's channel, is in the description as well. True City Fan with Kilk, Patrick, Matthias, and the rest of them, of course, on 3 City Fan, of course. Also, Spurs, it's Jim, of course, channel in the description. All the channels are in the description. Go and support the guys if you want to see more of them and more of their content, of course. I want to thank everyone that is supporting us. We'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe tonight. And we are out. This is going to take you to the catch up. So type Judge Morade in their chat, guys. I will see you guys later.
No, just remind them what the like button looks like. It
looks like thumbs up. Looks like thumbs up underneath the live chat. We'll see you guys.